Today we will be drawing Jinx from Arcane. If you haven't yet, go watch season 2 of Arcane. It was an absolute masterpiece. And like every other artist right now, we are making some fan art. So we're gonna draw Jinx, one of the coolest characters and like deepest personalities. And the thing is, first I wanted to draw it on like a vertical piece of paper, but that didn't fit in like the video, so I switched it around to horizontal, and I actually like this so much more because it gives more of like a cinematic view, because when you watch a film it's also like in a horizontal layout. So I was kind of debating like how am I going to like depict her iconic braids on this horizontal view. So I was like, what if we do kind of an explosion like composition and her braids are just swirling around in the background behind her. And so that's what I did, and as you can see here, I'm drawing first, as I do always before I start, with markers with color pencil. I incorporated a lot of her iconic little doodles, like the monkey and like the skeleton head, the skull, and splashes of paint and like the pow and the boom, and just I got this just from references from stills from Arcane, and I gave them really vibrant colors because that's something I really liked about the scenes with Jinx in it. Is even though like Arcane has a moody vibe overall, this cinematic moody vibe, when Jinx comes on screen, it's this bright and vibrant like colors contrasting with that dark and moodiness of the underground. And I really tried to incorporate that because with my style, of course, color is a really big thing, and I like to have vibrant colors as well. So that's also something I was debating on, is about the background of this art piece. The background now is just white, and it's gonna be that way. But I decided on that because my own art style, I usually have a lot of white backgrounds, because when I work in traditional, I really like to keep those colors bright. And it's like when you work digitally, you can add in a background later and like kind of change the lighting on your drawings. But when you start off with a white background, which I did here, your colors are also gonna like be decided on the background. And when you decide to add in like a dark background, maybe the colors will just clash and not really look right. So I just decided to keep that as a little hint to my own style. I really tried to, now you see I'm working on the face, I really tried to get that Arcane feeling in, because things that are like iconic for Arcane is that painterly style and the really defined angles. You can really see that back in like the nose and the eyes and like jawline. Like you have the sharp lines you can see here. I'm trying to carve that face out as they would do in Arcane. But I'm also trying to like keep in my way and add in some pinks and some purples to really keep it alive. Something I really liked about like all the characters in Arcane is how defined the eyes were, like how sunken in they were, and the play on makeup, especially which you can see on Mel and also her mother, I really loved. It's not something you see really often, and I thought it was really creative how it was done in Arcane. I'm working now on her like top. I try to make it like a soft leather, so I incorporate some reds, and then later we'll blend that out. For her braids, which I haven't yet finished, I'm a bit chaotic when I work. Like you can see me starting off with the braids and like the letters, and then just go off onto the face. But hair is not my favorite thing to draw, so I mostly just leave it for the last part. I really like drawing the faces. For the braids, I really try to keep it like that painterly, that kind of messy vibe. So when you draw braids, you want to try and give it like a zigzag and draw like the lumps of hair around that. You can see my braid, not every part is right, you can see it in the end, but it mostly gives off the feeling of, okay, I'm looking at a braid and not just like twists and knots of hair. So I'm really trying to work with those values, like darker blues, to give it some contrast so you can see how it's braided. And I really like how they turn out. I incorporated some purple in it for some like reflection. I really love that I could incorporate a lot of pink in this. I tried to give a lot of the letters and the splashes pink, and I made her eyes pink as kind of like the schizophrenic Jinx has. And yeah, I think it's turning out really good. And of course, her iconic bangs we are drawing now. And yeah, as I said, hair is my favorite part, but I think for this one it turned out alright. I'm starting out with just a base layer, and then putting some details and more definitions with darker colors. I really love like a deep marine blue for my shadows. You can also see that in the nostrils and in the outlines of the iris of the eye. Yeah, there were some couple of small mistakes I made in this drawing, but I worked them away. Like, as you can see under the monkey, there's a gap between the braids, but I made some mistakes with like the colors, so they touch, so it looked really weird, so I just painted it over with some white paint. And here you can see the end result. I'm really happy with it. I cut this video up a lot. In total, it took me like 2.5 hours, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I was glad to sit down and let my inspiration flow that I got from Arcane. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, this speed painting of me, and until next time.